So this is part of my normal progression as a YouTuber. I've done the day in the life, I've done the cringy stuff, I've tried to be funny, I've done the deep research stuff, and now I'm doing reaction videos. And soon after this I'll be doing music videos, then I'll do something stupid and get canceled. Most of you will leave, and then I'll come back, reinvent myself on a new channel, and a lot of you will come back. But for now, let's just enjoy where we're at. We're reacting to tech videos and finance videos today. First one is about where did the day in my life in tech videos go? And as someone who has made 2 of those videos, I have some thoughts after watching this. Let's go.
Welcome to A Day in My Life as a former Day in My Life tech influencer. Recently, I've been seeing people online ask,
whatever happened to those day in the life working in tech vlogs?
So I thought I would bring this back and maybe explain a little bit about where we all went. So for comparison, this is from A Day in My Life video I posted in 2022. Look at me making my aesthetic little Lipton tea. This girl had never heard the word layoff. And then this is me today. I had an early meeting, so I started work basically as soon as I got up. I didn't really have time to make any tea or coffee, but thankfully my boyfriend brought it to me because he felt bad for me. I actually worked in an office, but they do let me work from home on Saturdays. Then I did a bunch of coding, closed a bunch of tickets. They keep laying off the person who closes the least amount of tickets every month, so I'm trying to close the second least amount of tickets. Then it was like 4 p.m. and I was like, wow, I haven't eaten today. So I made some delicious Costco frozen pizza. Efficiency is key when you're trying to not be laid off, so you know, it works for me. Yeah, then I ate while I worked. A lot of people used to comment on those day in the life videos that people in tech never worked. I was probably doing more work back then because I wasn't concerned that I could be laid off at any moment and my work would be completely meaningless. But yeah, I had this one last meeting and then I just went to my bedroom and cried. And that was the whole day. Follow along for more realistic.
Okay, I wonder if she's kidding about laying off the person who closes the least amount of bugs. But I can confirm things are more stressful now. Existential stress of AI, the current market. That's why I haven't made one of these either in a little bit. It's a little more intense. Let's see, what do we got next? This one looks interesting. My 14 sources of income as a software engineer, Ritesh.
14 sources of income as a software engineer, content creator, agent, and SaaS founder, and just an entrepreneur. I know this sounds like a...
It does sound like a lot, and I hope it's true. I want to believe him. I think I've seen his other videos. I'm also trying to keep an open mind because having 14 sources of income is just not where I would normally want to be. I would normally just want 1 or 2 or 3, and I want to see if this will convince me otherwise. Let's see.
It's like a lot, and quite frankly, it is. In this video, I will show you exactly how you can build these exact same sources as well. This is full financial transparency. So my software engineer total compensation can be broken down to 3 separate sources of income: my salary, bonuses, as well as investments / 401k. So let's talk about the salary first, since this is the field that everyone wants to know about. So starting things off, I'm a software engineer in New York City. This is very important because it will let you guys know that my salary is inflated. New York City is obviously one of the most expensive cities in the United States. So anyone who works here, your salary will automatically be inflated compared to if you work at the same company in a different state like Virginia or Maryland. I get paid $140,000 per year as a software engineer, and every 1 year my salary does increase by 3 to 4% to account for inflation. So
I'll say this, they love saying that these companies say, well, we have standard bump ups and then you can do 15 to 30k after these. This is how they keep you in there. This is how they keep you locked in. First couple of years you just kind of hold the line, and then you're pushing for that promotion, and then who knows if you'll get it or not. It's kind of really risking it, as opposed to when you had a more free job market, or if you're a contractor and you could negotiate every 6 months, 3 months, whatever, more naturally. It sounds nice that they're doing these inflation adjusting bumps and a big jump after that, but it can also be a trap, especially if you're someone who's really good.
So I do have about $10,000 in crypto investments, with like 90% of my portfolio being on Dogecoin.
90 on Doge? Hold on. You say 90 on Doge?
Talk about crypto. I am a crypto investor. Call me what you want. I'm a big believer in Dogecoin. I strongly think that this coin will be just used way more, especially with the way the government is. So I do have about $10,000 in crypto investments, with like 90% of my portfolio being on Dogecoin. I'm also in
Wow.
other cryptos like Ripple and Shiba Inu, those small coins that don't have huge market caps, and I'm just waiting to see what happens. My next investment is in an AI startup that I genuinely believe is going to change the way learning works. And while I do not earn any income yet, eventually when this company goes public or gets acquired, I will be getting a pretty big payday. So now we're going to move
Okay, I'm trying to. He must be a founder, right, or early employee.
on to my SaaS/AI agents that I've been building for the past 2 to 3 years, as well as growing. We are going to go low to high in income. So starting off, InstaDM. InstaDM is my mass Instagram messaging web agent that is able to send a ton of messages on Instagram to various profiles, all in an automated fashion. This isn't micro SaaS. I'm not earning too much money off of it. At some points I was earning a lot. At some points I was earning barely anything. In fact, I think I was losing money. But right now it sits at about like $600 a month in profit for myself, and I have a developer team that is developing everything after
Okay, micro SaaS. Well, he's got a team that's doing it.
started the initial development. Now to carry on
Okay.
things, they're handling it. I'm doing some of the marketing, which I'm also now delegating. So it's very hands off. This was my first ever traditional SaaS that I built, and it was a cool learning experience. I learned a lot through this, and I highly recommend, if you're watching this, to start your own SaaS. It's easier than ever with AI.
I am a big fan of that, actually. Just making something, getting it out there, getting the system set up, and then hiring out people to keep it running. I think that's a great way to get your feet wet.
It's more of an AI agent that I built, and it helps workers book shifts. So imagine you're a worker and you are not at your
Okay, I'm skipping let's see the money.
desk. This software I am selling to another company to fully get acquired, and the payout is about 200 grand. Yeah, it's pretty insane. But as of right now, I profit about $8,000 a month from it. So whether it gets acquired or not, I'm still earning monthly profit. My next software is Pindrop Stories. Now,
Sake, so he made he made a startup and he sold it. That's awesome.
based off of a Reddit comment, and again, I created a whole YouTube video on this as well. Pretty cool, right? While I wasn't making that much money, I did get acquired by the same guy who asked me to create it in the first place. So that's a nice little, way to make a lot of money. But the acquisition was small. It wasn't anything like 6 figures. It was under 20 grand in profit that I took away from it. So, it was something, but it wasn't, anything crazy. Okay, well,
Yeah, I super respect what he's outputting right now. This is awesome. A critique or a thing I would have is these are all one-off things. Like, not this slight part, but just selling it. It's starting to make sense. It is income, but I guess I thought it was like recurring, or that was still happening instead of a one-time payment.
now we move on to a service-based business that I run, which is Slight. Slight is a software development agency that I've been growing for the past 2 years now. This agency, I've created multiple agents for multiple clients through. I've serviced, I think, over 200 plus clients across 50 plus industries.
Agency's number 9. Okay.
I hope the YouTube algorithm sees this and gives me more views. But because of the amount of views I get, I only make about $500, $700 on a good month from YouTube AdSense.
Okay, YouTube. Cool.
Yeah, I know, I'm Mr. Brokey over here. But while
I feel like that's not so 5 to 700 at 30K, 31K. I feel like that's normal.
But while AdSense doesn't give me too much income as of right now, maybe things might change if I get more views on my videos, I do make a good amount of income through sponsorships. Now, sponsorships, this is probably the biggest breadwinner for any content creator, is when brands will reach out to you and say, hey, we will pay you X amount if you talk about us in your video. This video has no sponsors, so don't expect a sponsor integration. But if a video of mine does have a sponsor, you can expect that I got paid anywhere from $1,500 to $5,000 to talk about this sponsor. Yeah, I know, it's a crazy amount of money. In fact, it's more than my bi-weekly paycheck that I get from a multi-billion-dollar fintech company. Isn't that insane? Like, the amount of money you can make as a creator, especially in 2025, is absolutely absurd, and it's easier than ever to become one. In fact, I'm working on an automation tool right now that will allow you to create faceless YouTube shorts on autopilot. So if you want to check that out, check the link in the description below for early access. Now, the last part of the
Dude, okay. This is sick. Like, just the amount he's doing is awesome. I'd love if he went into depth about how he's structuring his time. I'm really curious. Sponsorships makes total sense. No one's sponsored me yet, and I'm not even monetized. But tricky part for early YouTubers, I guess I'm an early one, even though I've uploaded over 100 videos now, is just getting to that point, because AdSense isn't going to kick in for a while, and sponsors aren't going to kick in for a while. Yeah, I guess my maybe limiting belief on this is that YouTube would be like secondary, tertiary source of income once you get to a certain level, but you can't really like bank on it up front to make you good money.
Do it in his lifespan. I make zero.
22K a month. That's awesome.
Obtain these same income sources, all you have to do is spend 1 hour a day either learning how to code or creating content. By leveraging these two high value skills, you can build this entire income list yourself. If you want to see me build an AI,
I love that, actually. That's what I'm all about too. Look at my channel. This is sick. I'm already subscribed to him. I would check this guy out. I think he's got his head on right. That's really cool. I might be this one. What's next? Okay, time management. Let's get into this one. Let's see what Ollie has to say about how to make time for everything and then actually do it. Since Ratish didn't break it down for us, maybe Ollie will. I love Ollie too. This is probably gonna be a banger. We'll see.
One way to answer that question, which is this spreadsheet. It's called 168 hours because there are 168 hours in every week. And the whole idea behind this spreadsheet is that you put in how many minutes or hours you spend doing like the basic stuff that we all have to do in life. And the spreadsheet will automatically calculate of your 168 hours in each week, how many hours are you spending on sleep, on work, on food, on chores, on childcare, whatever the thing is that you might want to do. If you would like to download the spreadsheet, it's free. There is a link down below. So in the spreadsheet, we've got this view that shows how you are spending your 168 hours a week at the moment. But then we also have an ideal week, which is how would you ideally like to spend your 168 hours. And once you put in all the stuff for the ideal week, it will calculate like the difference between your ideal week and your current week. And so hopefully that'll give you a little bit of a sense of like where are the tweaks you can make to your time. Let's say you don't have kids, we'll get rid of all the childcare stuff. And let's say you're actually not watching any TV at all, but you are doing the average 18 to 24 thing and you are spending 5.1 hours a day on social media. So 5.1 times 7 is
5.1 on social media? No, 5 hours on social media a day? No. Guys, stop watching me. Get off me. Get off YouTube. 5 is way too much. What are you doing?
5.1 times 7 is 35.7. So let's say you're spending 35.7 hours a week on social media apps. You can look at your own screen time and you can see how that number vibes with you. Again, we are overdrawn. That's negative 13 hours left in the week. So if you're doing anything like what the average person does, there are physically not enough hours in the week. This is, I think, a liberating insight. I speak to a lot of people who want to make time for all the stuff and are finding it really hard. If you are finding it really hard to make time to learn the guitar or learn piano or like learn that language or like take dating seriously or like start a business or build a YouTube channel or post on LinkedIn or write a book, like the stuff that people want to do on the side that they come to me about, it's really, really, really hard to make time to do this stuff because, as we can see, based on the 168 hours that we have, a third of our life is spent sleeping, a third of our life is spent working. In those other 8 hours, you've got to do the chores, the food, you've got to cook the food, you've got to prepare the food, you've got to buy the food. In those extra 8 hours, you've got to make time for fitness because you want to have a healthy, balanced life. You've got to make time for relationships.
Yeah, that's not even commuting to, and yeah, there's a lot of little things that go on that is hard to track.
I did most of my reading through audiobooks, which I'm going to come back to in just a moment. I did not really play any video games at the time, and I was spending basically 0 hours trying to entertain myself. So in total at the time, I was spending 10 hours a week on entertainment. This is very different to how the average American spends time.
Oh, per week. That's pretty good. Pretty good, right? I feel like that's good.
I'm on entertainment with the whole 19 hours a week on TV shows and like somewhere between 10 and 30 hours a week on social media and stuff. So again, this was a sacrifice that I'd made to be able to free up time to be able to work on my business and my YouTube channel. In terms of relationships, at the time I was single, but I would go back to my mum's place to visit the family, maybe like every other week or like a couple of times a month.
I gotta talk on the entertainment thing a little. That's just so crazy to me. That much time on Netflix, on social media, like just doing nothing. It's just bad. It's bad. It's pleasureful. It doesn't feel good after you do it. Find something else to do. I'm saying this as someone who even does fall into this too. I have Instagram and all these things, and I fall into that, and now I pay $100 a year for Opal to block it all for me so that I can only access it on a certain strict timeline. And I felt like I didn't want to do that. I was not strong enough to stop doing that, even though I have a side hustle and other things I'm trying to do. This channel, I have good outlets where I could spend that time, which is so easy. And I think I'm glad I was realistic with myself when I was like, this isn't working. I need to put some protections around my willingness to just slouch and, you know, sedate myself. It's not good.
So I would say maybe it was like on average 4 hours per week on family time. And in terms of socializing, spending 19 hours a week watching TV.
I'm kind of sick of the spreadsheet, but I like him quantifying it. What's the takeaway? Final thoughts. Here we
It's
go.
really just about what do you want to sacrifice? It just comes down to sacrifices, right? There are physically not enough hours in the day to do everything. There are physically not enough hours a day to have, you know, just having a healthy, balanced life takes up 168 hours of the week. Just that. So if you want to do something on top of that, if you want to like start a bit.
Yo, fuck balance. Fuck balance. I'm so sick of the balance, work-life balance. I'm sick of trying to squeeze everything in. I'm sick of trying to please everyone and give everyone a little sliver. I'm happy Ollie's saying this. He's being nice about it. And I talked about this earlier in this other video where I'm like, you can only be good at 1 to 2 things. And the second thing is something that you already became good at and now you're maintaining it. And the first thing is something you're striving to become great at. So in business, becoming really successful, that's great. And then you maintain your fitness, so you're good or great at both. Like, that's kind of it. If you want to be a family man, if you want to be Mr. Movie Guy or Hobby Guy, whatever. But I'm just sick of myself trying to pretend I could do everything and balance it. And I think Ollie's sick of hearing these other people say this BS to him too. And man, we gotta swing the pendulum back a little bit. I think we went too far on work-life balance and having everything aligned perfectly, and we gotta be great. Focus on greatness. I think that's a good way to wrap this up. Check out this video over here. Like if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.